National norms. As the name implies, national norms are derived from a normative sample that was nationally representative of the population at the time the norming study was conducted. And so, applicable ang norms na ito for tests and assessments that were conducted at the national level. Kasi kukuha ka ng sample that were nationally representative. Example, test determining the level of stress among Filipinos. Next, national anchor norms provide an equivalency table for the comparison of two tests. Just as an anchor provides some stability to a vessel, national anchor norms provide some stability to test scores by anchoring them to another or other test scores. Equi-percentile method. The equivalency of scores on different tests is calculated with reference of corresponding percentile scores. So, example, if the 96th percentile corresponds to a score of 69 on the BRT test, a hypothetical test, and if the 96th percentile corresponds to a score of 14 on XYZ test, also a hypothetical test, then we can say that the BRT score of 69 is equivalent to an XYZ score of 14. Note that the person who took the BRT test is the same with the person who will took the XYZ test, so that an equivalency table can be made out of the basic data. Subgroup norms. The result of segmentation of a normative sample by any of the criteria initially used in selecting subjects for the sample. Example, test normative sample were age, educational level, socioeconomic level, geographic region, community type, and handedness, whether the child is right-handed or left-handed. The test manual or a supplement to it might report normative information by each of these subgroups. Local norms, typically developed by test users themselves. Local norms provide normative information with respect to the local population's performance on some test. Example, a school guidance center may find that locally derived norms for a particular test, say a survey of personal values, are more useful in counseling students than the national norms printed in the manual. Some test users use abbreviated forms of existing tests, which requires new norms. Some test users substitute one subtest for another within a larger test, thus creating the need for new norms. There are many different scenarios that would lead to prudent test users to develop local norms. So that ends my report. Let's have some recap of the things we have discussed. So we discussed about what constitutes a good test, norms, how standard is standard, sampling to develop norms, and the type of norms. So, for you to look the details or more detailed discussion of my topic, you can refer to these references. Also, we will be providing you narratives of our topic in this group or in this chapter. So, you have something to study with. And thank you for listening. I hope that you have a great learning experience. God bless you and mabuhay.